Hello, everyone, and welcome to another yoga short with me. Today, we're just going to do a little easy flow with some breath work, just some little stretches and movements. So, if you ever just need a little bit of a stretch, maybe after a hard workout or something like that, this is a good go-to to get things a little bit calmer and slowed down. So, we're going to get started. I'm sitting in Virasana on a block. That was a terrible example of me showing you my block, but it's there. Um, if you want, you can sit cross-legged, also on a block or on a blanket. If you have a blanket, if you don't have blocks, whatever, just sit up whichever way is comfortable. Um, and once you're there, I am sitting here. I don't really like grabbing my knees as much when I'm sitting in Virasana. So I'm going to grab for my heels. So you're going to cup your hands around your heels. If you're sitting cross-legged, you can grab your knees. I think that grip feels good. And then you're just going to close your eyes or soften your gaze if closing your eyes feels a little bit uncomfortable. And just begin to notice your breath. As we sit here, just tuning into some conscious breathing before we manipulate the breath or find the breath matching a movement. Take one more deep inhale and one more deep exhale. And then on your next inhale, we're going to begin something called a boxed breath. So we're going to inhale for a count, hold for a count, exhale for a count, and then hold on empty for a count. And we're just going to go with 4 counts today, so nothing crazy. We're not going to be holding it for 10 counts at each part or anything. So find your breath on empty. And then on your next inhale, you'll inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4, hold on empty 2, 3, 4, inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4, hold on empty 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale 2, 3, 4, hold, let the breath really ripen up top, let it fall down 3, 4, hold on empty 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale, let it go. Hold on empty. Get ready to do it one last time. So inhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Hold on empty 2, 3, 4. Come back to your normal breath, noticing what it's like to even out each part of your breath. For me, it's very calming. So finding a boxed breath in a anxious or stressful situation is a really good tool if you ever want to gently calm yourself down. Take one more inhale and exhale here. And then we're going to start some cats and cows seated. So once again, inhaling and exhaling. So you'll inhale as you arch your spine, look up, exhale, round your spine, come back. And just keep going at your own pace. Maybe trying to breathe a little bit quicker just to build some heat. Inhaling and exhaling, make your breath audible so that you can hear it, or if someone was sitting next to you, they would hear it. Maybe you're doing this with a friend. You can listen to each other's breath, become in sync. If you're doing it alone, go at your own pace. Take this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then immediately begin circles to the right. So imagine that you're spinning to the right with your hips, and your hips are on a clock face. So you're hitting every number from 1 to 12, and you're just moving your hips, so your upper body will go with it naturally, but the movement is being initiated from your pelvis and your hips. And this helps give us a little bit more mobility in our hips to move things around. Makes it easier to walk, basically. If you find it easier to sit or walk after doing yoga, then you're feeling the benefits. And circling to the right, the solar side, the rational side, the side of your second brain. That is a loaded statement, but if you've read the book Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman, you'll understand. But it's the more rational, where you take the time to think about what's going on instead of making an instinctual reaction. And now circle to the left, going all the way from 12 to 1 on your clock. And the left is the lunar side. It's our feeling side. So it's brain 1. I know we only have one brain, but there's 2 parts of our brain, or our thinking. One is our immediate instinct and reaction and what we typically want to do and what we're going to default to when we don't have energy to not do it. And that's just what makes us each unique and our own person. But when you combine the right and left side with your rationale and your feelings, then you get you in the middle, mediating both the polarities of the right and left, of what you're feeling, what your right and wrong is. So it's just mediating in between the two to be the best you. Take one more circle to the left, and then come back to center and just take 20 more cat-cows as fast as you can go. Just heating it up one more time. If you can count to 20, great. I've definitely lost count already, but if you've heard me say this in yoga ever, then you know I can't count to 20 while teaching. Okay, and take one last one. Give yourself a little wiggle. You can shake out your hands. You can let that go. I know we just sat with our knees bent for a long time. And then you're just going to find your knees together. You can face any direction. Tuck your toes. Feet and knees are together. And then you're going to sit back up on your heels. So this might hurt you a little bit, but it's a good pain. We're opening up the bottoms of our feet. You can untug the picky toes. Give your shoulders a roll back and forward. Give yourself a little wiggle. You can give your head a roll to the right and left, finding once again the right circle and the left circle, noticing which direction feels a little bit more natural. And take a few more breaths here. Hands can be face down on your thighs, or they can just dangle by your side. Shoulders are down and back. Notice if you're gripping anywhere on your face. Take one more cycle of breath. And then come back onto all fours, untuck the toes, sit back on your heels, grab 2 blocks if you have them and place them right by your hips. If you don't have them, you can just be on your fingertips. Ha, that rhymed. And then you're gonna lift your knees up and you can just rock forward and back. So if you can't see, I'm just rocking up on the tops of my feet to open up the other side of my feet. Just a little nice, taking care of our feet and all that they do for us. Doesn't matter how high your knees go. Try to keep your butt connected to your heels the whole time though. One more rock. And then blocks can come just on the side of your mat if you use them. Sit to one side and find your legs straight out in front of you, coming into a seated forward fold. So if you have a blanket, you're always welcome to sit up on a blanket so that your hips have more of a downward slope so that your back is long and you aren't sitting like this. If you feel yourself sitting like this, switch it up so that your back is long and you're sitting right on your sits bones. Hands can come down by your sides and then just walk yourself forward, keeping your back long. Hands can just be out on fingertips on either side of you. You can just let your head drop, or you can grab your feet. I like to find the connection between my armpits and my knees. At least that's what I'm aiming for, even if they don't touch. Because our bodies are meant to fit ourselves. And as we're doing this fold, we're doing one of the primary folds in our body, bending the top of our body towards the bottom of our body. So we will sit. Take one more cycle of breath. And as you exhale, walk yourself back up to sit. Give your legs a little wiggle. And then find your feet together so your legs are in like a butterfly or diamond shape. If you want to pull them out a little bit longer, you can try that, or you can find them close to you. I like giving myself more space because I also feel like I get more of a stretch on the outer side of my hips. And then you're going to do the same thing. Walk yourself forward. I'm going to find my elbows on my heels. My hands are going to come together in a prayer, and I'm going to find my thumbs come right up the ridge of my eyelid, right by my nose, or right under my eyebrows, right by my nose. Under your eyelid would be uncomfortable. This is just a nice pressure point and a nice place for your head to rest so your neck can completely relax. Still imagine that your back is long. You can always give another part of your head a little bit of a massage if that feels nice for you. You can rock right and left. You can shake anything out. Notice if you're holding any tension in your fingers or toes or your jaw, and just let it go. Take one more cycle of breath, and then begin to walk yourself back up. Let your legs come out, give them a little wiggle, walk your hips a little bit forward, and then come and lie down on your back. So you're going to hug your knees in towards your chest. You can circle them around. And do-do-do. Circle, rock right and left. And then whenever you're ready, you'll just let both knees come on top of one another and come over onto your left side. Right arm can come out, gaze can go over your right shoulder. So you're in a nice little twist. And twists are super good for our digestion and getting different planes of our body, getting into different planes of our body as we're on this diagonal instead of just moving forward or back or right to left. We're on this little twist axis. Take one more cycle of breath here. Bring your knees back through center. You can give them a little rock and so, and then let them drop over to the right. Left arm comes out, gaze over the left shoulder. Both shoulders are trying to be on the ground. If they're not, do this more and eventually they will be. I always say that yoga is a practice, and with time and repetition, anything can happen that you want to. That goes for a lot of things in life. Take one more deep inhale, one more deep exhale. Come back to center. You can give yourself one more little circle around with your knees. Hook your right foot on top of your left knee. Both feet are flexed, and then come into this hip opening pigeon on your back type thing. And I like to think that my entire back is on the ground. Right knee is pressing forward as you pull your left knee back. Breathing deeply, letting your shoulders relax. So let them melt to the ground. Take one more cycle of breath. And then let your knees come back together and just switch on over to the other side. Left ankle crosses on top of right thigh. And if you interlace your hands on top of your right shin or behind your right hamstring, just do the opposite interlacing that you did on the other side. Just to give ourselves a little bit of symmetry and weirdness to our hands too. Pressing the left knee forward as you pull the right knee back. Equal and opposite. Isaac Newton's first law, I hope. Take one more cycle of breath. And then let that go. Give yourself a little bit of a rock, right and left. Circle the knees around. And begin to take your rocks forward and back until you have enough momentum to just come up and sit cross-legged or how we started. And we'll just take a moment here to bookend our practice in a comfortable seat. Hands can come down on your thighs, face up or face down. Eyes can come to a close. Listening to your breath. And just giving yourself a little bit of grace for the effort that you put in. Thanking yourself for all that it does for you every single day. Take one more deep inhale. One more deep exhale. Big sigh out. And you can gently open your eyes. And thank you so much. I hope that was really fun for you and that you got a little movement in. And I hope to see you all soon. Thanks so much for coming.